Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have a battle against our good pal Al. So this is going to be our 10th match here on Scarlet and Violet actually. He is someone who we've known for quite some time now off of Discord, played him numerous times throughout the years on various games. He's become one of our great rivals of the channel. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this battle on its way here. We agreed to do a little bit of a lower tier matchup here. And so, yeah, you can see he has some power on his side there. So some nice looking team he's got put together. Looking at my side, it is the same team that I've been using the past couple of games here. So, yeah, what do I want to lead with in this one? That is a good question. I think this time we're going to go with the Grumpig lead. I think we're going to go with that. And we'll see how that works out, as he is still making his final selection. So yeah, this guy always brings some pretty strong and pretty innovative teams to battle. So definitely looks like it's going to be an interesting one here. So what is he going to do? That is the question. What can we do? That is the real question. So hopefully we can make it a good one. We usually do go back and forth with this guy, so we are going to do our best here and see what happens as always. All right. So it looks like he is going to go ahead and lead with the Komala as we led with the Grumpig. So really not a very good matchup for us, honestly. The Komala has Comatose, obviously. So all the utility moves that this thing gets can very easily kind of wipe us out a little bit. So this is really not a good matchup for us. We don't really have a lot of switches into this thing. I kind of wanted to just get screens up real quick against his team, but now I kind of don't think that that is going to work out so well. So, how do we want to play this? That is the question. How do we want to play this? We could, I guess, we could Terra, but I don't know if I really want to Terra right away, just to get like screens up. I don't know if it's worth it to Terra just to get screens up. I kind of don't think it is. He probably either goes knockoff or U-turn more than likely, so I think we're going to actually switch into Oricorio here. Unfortunately, with that lead, he has a lot of good options into the Grumpig, and there's not a ton we can do about it. So we're going to switch into the Oricorio in case he U-turns, but he just knockoffs, which does do sizable damage and gets rid of our heavy-duty boots. So not a great situation, unfortunately. I feel like what we can do here, we have a couple of options. He has a lot of switches into this, so I feel like he could just U-turn, or he could just hard switch, not 100% sure. But I think we actually roost here. I think that might be the right play. So we're actually just going to click roost here. He does stay in, so we do roost, and we're going to put ourselves back up to full HP and see what he wants to do here as he goes double edge. Does do massive damage to us. Doesn't quite take us out as he takes a bunch of recoil. So I guess our play then would be just to click Revelation Dance. So that's what we're going to do. He could now switch, which would suck, but yeah, we're just going to click Revelation Dance and see what happens. He does have a lot of switches out to us. So no, he does stay in, so we get a nice big Revelation Dance. Don't think it will be enough to take him out. No, not even close. As he goes for the next double edge, and that takes us out. So not the best start to the match for us, that's for sure. We go down to 5, and this thing is going to take more recoil damage. So the question we have now is, how do we want to deal with this thing? And we don't really have. I feel like this thing is probably Assault Vest just by how little damage it took from the Revelation Dance. Because Oricorio has okay special attack, Kamala has okay special defense, but I feel like it's probably Assault Vest. So knowing that, we could come in with our Hitmonchan. We could come in with our. I kind of want to come in with the Ambipom. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go Ambipom. And so I think, I don't think he really has anything that wants to take a fake out per se. So I guess we could just fake out here. We could also knock off alternatively. I don't think knockoff is enough to take this thing out, and then he can take us out, so I'm a little concerned if he stays in. So let's just fake out here. He may not think it's worth switching to save this thing since it's chipped already, but he is thinking about it, that's for sure. So the real question is does he think it's worth it to save it or not? So we will find out. But yeah, I'm not confident that knockoff wouldn't KO. I mean, I guess low kick might KO from that range, but it's a big risk either way. So he is just going to stay in as we fake out, and the fake out just cleanly takes him out. So I'm okay with that exchange. The Kamala is down, and he goes down to 5. We are going to take some Life Orb recoil as well there. Yeah, that's not too bad, as now he is going to come in with the Zebstrika. So that thing is in, and I'm not too familiar with Zebstrika because we haven't seen this thing too much. I feel like I don't really know who outspeeds who here, honestly. I'm not really sure about that. I know Zebstrika is kind of fast. It's on the fast side. It's not a Pokemon that I've had much of any experience with, quite honestly, but it does actually outspeed us. So I don't really want to stay in here, and it does have a pretty wide move pool as well, so I'm not 100% sure what we can switch in on this thing that would be best, but I think Bellossom might just be the play here. So we're just going to go Bellossom here, see where that gets us. We'll see what he wants to do. If he goes for the electric attack, we can tank it, but he has a lot of options, obviously. So he does go for a Supercell Slam, so that does do some chip damage to us. He does take some recoil damage, and then we are going to get some HP back with our leftovers. So we will see now what we want to do in this situation. So we do have some options here. I feel like he very well could. I'm not sure if he wants to stay in here or if he wants to switch out, quite honestly. This thing, I think, does get Sap Sipper, actually, so we can't go for a grass attack against it. We could go for a nice Sludge Bomb, which would be kind of a nice neutral ground play, because I think it might be a little too early to start setting up Quiver Dances. So yeah, I think going Sludge Bomb is probably best case scenario, so we're going to do just that, see what he wants to do here. He does Overheat, which is unfortunate. That's probably going to do a lot. Not quite enough to take us out, but the Overheat does massive damage. He is going to take some Life Orb recoil as well as we go Sludge Bomb. Not quite enough to take him out, unfortunately. But yeah, that is big damage, and then we do get some HP back with our leftovers. So yeah, mixed set, which is interesting. But yeah, unfortunately, we're in a position now where we're not going to be able to survive another attack from this thing. So yeah, that is not great. So unfortunately, I don't think there's much we can do to save Bellossom. I think it's just going to go down, and it just is what it is. So we're just going to go ahead and click Moonblast just in case. But yeah, he just goes Supercell Slam. He does not miss, and that takes us out. So Bellossom is down, and we go down to 4. So not the greatest of situations. This thing is going to take some Life Orb damage, and it in fact is going to knock itself out off the Life Orb damage. So that's actually not bad. So we both go down to 4 Pokemon here. We both get a double down, so there's a blind switch in. The question is, what do we want to come in with in the face of his team? So we know he's got like Florges and Melodic and Typhlosion. I kind of really want to go into Grumpig and get some screens up. I really kind of want to do that, as much as I would also like to go into the Ambipom to get a nice fake out on something. It's a tough call. Definitely a tough call. Yeah, let's go Grumpig, because I kind of want to get some screens up. So he is going to come in with Typhlosion. I kind of thought he would do that, actually, as we come in with Grumpig. So I am definitely worried about a Choice Specs Eruption from this thing doing massive damage. Now, we do have Thick Fat, so that will reduce the damage. And I really want to... I really kind of want to get Light Screen up, because all of his remaining Pokemon hit on the special side, I believe. Typically. Are all typically special attackers. So I really want to get a Light Screen up here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go Light Screen. If he's Choice Specs, this is going to hurt a lot. I think we might tank it, thanks to Thick Fat, but I guess we're going to find out. We'll see what he wants to do. If he could go... Okay, so he goes for a Shadow Ball. That's interesting. So he's got that on deck. Nearly takes us out, so massive damage. We do go for the Light Screen to get that special defense increase. So yeah, that did a lot of damage. These things are usually choice in some way, so I'm really tempted just to hard switch into Ambipom, predicting that this thing is choice. But if it's not and he goes for something else, we'd be in big trouble. But I do think that it's worth the risk. So we're going to go Ambipom here. I think it's worth the risk. So we're going to do that. So he actually goes for a switch of his own, interestingly enough. And he is going to switch into... That is going to be the Milotic, interestingly enough. So we get the switch as well, and we are going to switch into our Ambipom. So we are in with Ambipom. He is going to get burned on the Flame Orb as well, and that is going to activate the Marvel skill, which I believe gives him a defense boost, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since we've seen the Milotic in action, so... but yes, I do believe that is what we're looking at here. So, we have a choice to make for sure. I'm sorry, it's Marvel Scale that gives him the defense boost, I believe. So, we could fake him out just to stall, and I feel like that's probably what we want to do. So, we'll make the standard fake out play here just to get some chip. And that does still do some pretty respectable chip. And then, of course, we get the flinch. He can't do anything. And then he's going to take some more burn damage. So the only bad thing about this is he can probably just heal it off. So I think what we want to do this time is probably U-turn. So we're just going to do that again. See what he wants to do. He could easily just stay in and heal everything off with a recover, which would suck. But we don't really have much to do about that. So if he does end up doing that, it just kind of is what it is. We can't really do much about it. So yeah, we'll see what he wants to do. He is thinking about this one. So what is it gonna be? That is the question. What does he want to do? He doesn't really know the rest of our set, so I guess hypothetically we could have some further coverage on deck for Milotic. We could have like Thunder Punch or something, even though we don't, but he doesn't know that. So yeah. Okay, so he stays in, we get U-turn, we get more chip damage on this thing, take more Life Orb damage, and we are going to switch out. So, question is, what do we switch in against this thing? I kind of want to go into the Luxray, because I think there's a decent chance that he goes for a recover here or like a Scald. So I think Luxray is the play here. I think we're going to do that. So we're going to come in with Luxray and see what he wants to do. He does go for a recover, so we do get a free switch, which is nice, but he does heal off all that damage, which sucks. So he goes back up to full. He is going to take some damage from the burn, and we are going to get burned by our Flame Orb as well to activate our Guts. So we get that big attack increase. So I think what our best case scenario here is that we get a nice agility going. How many turns of the screen do we have left? We still have 4 turns of the screen, so we're going to go ahead and try to get that nice agility set up. on him. So we're going to try to get some big damage with this Luxray, hopefully. So and whatever, if he attacks us, it shouldn't do a ton through the light screen with a special defense boost, hopefully. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. So what is he gonna do? That is the question. We pretty much kind of have to go for broke here with the Luxray while we can with the screen being up. So he does go for an Alluring Voice, which is not going to do too much damage, but I think that might confuse us, actually, as we went for the agility. So we are going to get the speed increase, and then, yeah, oh no, we have to, okay, never mind, we don't get confused. So we're going to take the burn damage. So us being slower than him there actually helped us out a lot, because the way Alluring Voice works is it only gives the speed increase, or the confusion, if the stats were boosted prior to Alluring Voice going off. So us being slower than him there actually helped us a lot. So now we're going to go for a Facade. There's no reason not to. And we could have Supercell slammed, but I don't want to miss, and I also anticipate perhaps him switching. Plus the screens are still up, so nothing he really goes for is going to do that much damage, I don't think. We also want to see how much damage the Facade is going to do. So we'll see what he wants to do here. I mean, he does have the Marvel Scale active, so if not for that, I think we would one-shot him. But Supercell might be enough to one-shot him even through the Marvel Scale, but we're not going to find out, because we're going to see how much Facade does instead. So yeah, what does he want to do? It's definitely a tricky situation to thread the needle. He is going to switch, so he might have predicted the electric move, and he might be coming in with his grass type here. So he is going to come in with the Amoonguss. Yeah, I kind of figured he would. We go for a nice Facade instead, though. Does well over 50%, which is amazing. And he actually pops an eject button, interestingly enough, so he is going to pivot himself out. So interesting to see what he might come in with. So it is going to be, that is the Florges. Okay, so the Florges is in. We are going to take some burn damage. So the question now is, would he be Terra Ground on the Florges? Because he hasn't Terra'd yet. So I kind of want to, because I don't think Return or Facade is enough to take him out. I don't know why I keep calling this move Return, but it's Facade. But I think we go for it anyway, because I think the Supercell is too big of a risk. So let's Facade and see what he does. He does Protect. Okay, so he was going to try to get us to hurt ourselves. So he is really trying to bait the Supercell Slam, because had we gone Supercell Slam, we would have taken massive damage there. Fortunately, that didn't happen. We take more burn damage, and I think we still might have... Do we have... Yes, we have one more turn of Light Screen, which is amazing. So I feel like we have to go for Supercell Slam here to KO the Florges. So I think now is our chance to go for Supercell Slam. So let's do it. See what he wants to do. Because I don't think Return is enough, or I don't know why I keep calling this move Return. It's Facade. I don't know. It's Return hasn't been in a Pokemon game in God knows how long. So hopefully we don't miss the Supercell Slam. That's really the only thing I could say, is hopefully we don't miss that thing. Let's see what he wants to do here. He is taking his time once again. I guess he could Terra into something. We'll see. But what is it gonna be? Okay, so he tries to double protect, but he misses the double protect. We go for the Supercell Slam. We do connect, which is amazing. It does one-shot the Florges, so that is also incredible. So thankfully the double protect failed. He really was taking his chances with that, and it did not pan out for him. So our light screen is now over, so we are susceptible to getting hit with those special attacks, as we are starting to put the edges of the timer. He is going to come in with the Amoonguss once more. I think there's no reason for us not to just Facade here, so that's what we're going to do. He is going to double switch us, though, interestingly. I'm not sure why, but he's going to double switch us to the Typhlosion, so that's an interesting play. I'm not sure why he would do that. But we are just going to bop that thing with a Return. I'm guessing he might just be he might just be switching around now, realizing that the Luxray might have him, as we are going to take some burn damage once again. Or he might be, you know what, actually no, I think he did that to trip the regenerator. No, I should know better than to think that Al would give up like that, so that is not the case. So he is going to come back in with this, with the Amogus. So he had to sack something, right? So he decided he was going to sack that. So the question now is, are we afraid that this thing could one-shot us? I don't think Facade one-shots this thing, but I don't think he one-shots us either. So I guess let's just Facade here. So we get the Facade. How much damage? I don't think it's enough. It is enough. We get the... Oh, we crit him. No, that's unfortunate. Okay, so I think it might have been, based on the damage that first Facade did, that might have been a roll, but we crit him and took him out. So I do feel a little bad about that. So we do get a crit there to ensure the KO. And his last Pokemon is going to be the Milotic. And I feel like there's no reason for us to play it, to do it risky, so we are just going to go for a Facade here. It's not enough by a long shot, as he fires a Scald, does a lot of damage actually, and then we are going to take burn damage. So he is going to take burn damage as well, and so he should be within range that if we can just connect with one more Supercell, it should be game, as the timer is about to run out. He is going to bust his Terra out, though. At the last second, he's going to bust his Terra out. So what is he going to Terra into that could resist this electric attack? It is Terra. Okay, it's Terra Fairy, so it doesn't resist, but it only takes neutral damage. So I feel like he does actually survive it now. We go for the Supercell. We do connect. Is it enough? Not quite enough to take him out, unfortunately, as he does Scald to take us out. So the Luxray does not quite sweep Al. He is able to evade the Luxray sweep, but unfortunately the Milotic is going to succumb to the burn this turn with seconds left on the clock. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be game. So we are going to win that one 3-0 against Al, but that was a really exciting match, actually. Pretty high octane, fast-paced game there. We were able to get Luxray in position that it inflicted massive damage to his team. Not quite enough to sweep the team, but it did. It came very, very close to sweeping the team, actually, which would have been pretty epic, because I don't know that we've ever gotten to do something like that to Al. So, but still a very strong showing nonetheless by our squad. So pretty happy with that one. So, but that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.